Welcome to It Takes Two. I'm Blair.
I'm Chris.
And today we'll be talking about Real Housewives of Potomac, Season 8, Episode 12.
Listen, I need y'all to subscribe, like, share, comment, thumbs up the video. Blair, are you rusty?
No.
Okay.
They're going to say I'm not ready. I was about to say the wrong thing.
Okay. You ready to get into it?
Yes.
Let's go.
Okay, well, we start with Gizelle and Ashley. They are meeting up at a fabric store to talk about some ideas for their athleisure brand, G&A. They plan on also doing a showcase or fashion show, and they also have Robyn and Mia arrive. So Robyn and Mia thought it was rude how Karen gave them a last-minute secondary invite. Wendy invited everyone to Eddie's event, and they're all pretty much going. They did say that Ike wasn't a part of the guest list for the guys who were invited.
How did you feel about this first scene? About being invited last minute and things of that nature.
I mean, I agree with them about that. Like, I wouldn't want a secondary invite, and I probably would feel a way about it too. I probably wouldn't make it a big deal the way like Mia did, but I would have just been like, yeah, no, I can't make it.
I would argue and say Mia didn't make it a big deal.
Okay.
I'll say Karen made it a big deal.
That's fair to say.
Yeah, I'm not going if you invite me last minute. Or if I'm a secondary invite and things like that. So I agree. Do you think you're going to buy any of G&A? Is that the name of the brand?
I would buy Walmart over G&A.
Wow. I like Walmart.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
If they was making male clothes, I probably would support.
Oh,
okay.
really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You know, I just don't see the whole theory of you hate when your crotch sweat. I'm looks like it's sweat though. Like you're working out.
Yeah. You're
gonna be musty. I ain't think sweat was like an unnecessary thing when it comes to working out. When you're working out, you're gonna sweat. I'm thinking that just comes with the price of moving.
Yeah, maybe people get embarrassed by it. I don't.
Oh, okay.
I sweat.
Well,
you're gonna see it.
We're black.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Let's go.
Well, Nneka meets with her business partner.
Yeah.
She is a lawyer, but she also has a sparkling wine collection. She tells us she takes her vitamins in the morning, then she has a glass of bubbly.
Listen, I don't understand. I feel like it's counterproductive. I mean, I'm not a doctor. I'm really not trying to be funny, right? Yeah. But all I've been hearing is that you've been trying to have a baby. Yeah. And I really don't know the link, if there's any. Trust me, I'm not a doctor, right? Yeah. But having champagne alcohol in the morning with your multivitamins gives off alcoholic. You get what I'm saying? It just gives off, yeah. I'm having water's right there.
Right. I mean, you could even get some sparkling water if you wanted something with bubbles.
It just I don't know what it is. I think I would have accepted it. I think it wouldn't have stuck out to me if she said, I have it with my breakfast, I have it with my lunch, and I have it with my dinner. In my head, I think I probably would be like, dang, you like champagne a lot, all right? But when she said she have it with her multivitamins first thing in the morning, I'm like, yeah. I'm not a woman, so I don't know nothing about pH levels, but I'm like, that gotta not be right. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. But hopefully it tastes good. I won't be trying it. I'm not a big fan of champagne.
Right. Yeah. I don't know. I feel like Nneka, she's trying to make it like her brand. Like there's this other lady on Housewives of Miami called Marisol.
Teach me.
And she talks about her cockies all the time.
What is cockies?
Cocktails. Okay. And she's always drinking and all this type of stuff. But people do look at her like she's an alcoholic. So I don't know.
Really?
I don't know if Nneka is trying to give off that same vibe. But it does not come across like, oh, she's a wine connoisseur or all this type of stuff. It seems like you have a problem, ma'am.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah. It just once I heard multivitamins, I'm trying to have a baby, and I have this first thing in the morning. I'm like, with my multivitamins, I'm like, I don't think that's right.
Yeah, it doesn't sound right.
It doesn't feel right. Yeah. You know what I mean? Continue.
Well, we move on. Lebe and Nneka's friend arrive to her house.
We see Lebe.
Yeah, she invites the ladies to help unpack some things for her.
Yeah.
She asks Lebe if it's okay that Wendy comes to her unpacking pajama party.
Yeah.
And Nneka feels good about being invited to Wendy's events. Lebe pretty much just says, just remember you'll be on her turf. And when in response to Nneka asking if Wendy's going to come, if Wendy can come, Lebe's just like, well, is she coming? Is she not? I mean, she doesn't really get that deep into it. So the friend says, well, just make sure you have your phone on you if you need anything to call for help.
Can I control the conversation for just like 45 to like 60 seconds?
Go ahead.
So there's this unpacking party that Nneka is promoting this episode. How do you feel about being invited to an unpacking pajama party at that? So that gives off this gonna be an all night thing y'all gonna be doing.
If you were my close friend, it would be fine. If it's somebody I'm just meeting, I don't want to unpack your belongings from your move and put stuff away. Like, you're making me work. So no, I'll come over to hang out if you want us to tour your new house and things like that. But to have me come over here in my pajamas and unpack stuff for you and I'm just meeting you, it does not sound exciting.
Yeah, it gives all nighter to me.
Yeah.
Here's the thing about it. Even if we close friends, I feel like even if you was to invite me, if we're close friends, I feel like if I'm coming to your house to unpack, it has to be something that I suggested.
Yeah.
Like it can't be just because we're best friends. I don't think you could ever ask me or tell me, hey, do you want to come to an unpacking party? I'm like, what you on? Like, no. Right? But it has to be something across the lines of, this is how the conversation gotta go in my head. Okay. It gotta go like, hey, Chris. I'm like, hey, friend, right? And they be like, I just bought a house. And then I'm like, oh, congratulations. Do you need help? Like, that's how it gotta go. Okay. It can't go like, hey, Chris, hey, friend, I'm having an unpacking party. I'm like, what's that? And they said, that's when you come to my house and you unpack my stuff and put things away. Oh, I'm not going to that. So it just seems kind of strange. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. That's why I asked, because I'm not true to this. I'm new to this. Okay. You know what I mean? Have we seen anything about like this on like Housewives thing at all?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, well, Candiace, moving on, Candiace is at home. She's trying to learn her lines for this acting gig that she's in.
Congratulations, Candiace.
She tells us that she can't stay the whole time at Eddie's event because of the job, and she asks Chris when he goes to get her different types of weed. Candiace has been singing, acting, and shooting her scripted show. She asks how Chris is going to feel seeing Ashley and Gizelle, and he really doesn't care. Yeah. If someone speaks to him, he'll speak back. People will be high, he thinks, so he doesn't expect anyone to be angry.
Anything that you came from that scene at all? Besides, Candiace got to give her a little dig every time Gizelle and Ashley and them are
I think that just kind of speaks to how much anger Candiace harbors. It seems like Chris is really over it. Is he necessarily like going to be buddy and cool with them? No, but he's not as angry as Candiace continues to be. And all that was directed at him. So I would think she'd be able to relax a little bit. Yeah. It's got to be hard having all that stress in your body, and she ain't got but a little bit of body to be stressed in. So that's got to be. I hope her blood pressure ain't high.
Well, I think I don't think it's high now. If we were to break the fourth wall, she's going around basically saying, "Look, I think we all could get back together if everybody just apologized." But I'm like, I thought. Gizelle, I said that last episode. Yeah. I literally said that last episode.
But that's because I think Candiace is chronically online. She sees what the people want. Okay. And so she's just, I feel like, trying to keep her job and trying to appease the masses.
I said that the episode, I said Fire Gizelle. That's the title of that video. Watch that last video. I literally said, I thought Gizelle did apologize and Chris accepted it. And she was like, well, I don't. Yeah. So I'm like, Gizelle got to give another apology? And I'm not even Team Gizelle on this. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But let's go.
Next, Wendy and Eddie go to the dispensary. He currently has 2 strains, and a 3rd strain is coming out, and it's going to be called Zen Wind. At the event, people will be rolling spices during the rolling demonstration and not weed.
So I got to come to this weed event and things like that, and I don't even get to leave high or leave at least feeling lifted or anything like that.
And I don't remember exactly, but I think it's because they hosted the event in D.C. and I don't think it was legal in D.C. Or if it was hosted in Maryland, it was before the law had actually passed for people to begin, smoking weed.
Well, that has to be on the invitation.
Yeah.
That has to be, we won't be rolling out real weed, guys. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I don't think Eddie and Wendy really knew that, but that's something they probably should have asked.
That is true, because Wendy did say something in the confession, like, what?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well, Candiace and Chris arrive first. Candiace gives a quick hello, then heads out to go to her job. Next, Mia and G. Then comes Ashley. Ashley tells us that she has no interest in speaking to or about Chris.
Talk to me about this, Blair. I know Ashley and Chris had beef.
Chris did nothing to Ashley, so I really don't know why Ashley is acting like she's angry with Chris.
I saw a flashback. Remember when he was like, you know what, Ashley, don't talk to me. Like, leave, like, basically. Like, because like she was basically like, what you did was kind of wrong or something like that. Or like it looked wrong or something. But you saying he didn't do nothing to her specifically.
No.
As in, like, the way that Gizelle accused him of doing something to her. He ain't do nothing to Ashley.
No, well, he just sent the DM saying, like, hey, y'all can come up to the bar that I work at and I'll take care of y'all. And Ashley, like, in the flashback was saying, well, it could have been taken this way and it might have seemed da-da-da-da. And Chris is just like, no, that's BS.
Oh, yeah, that's facts.
Karen arrives. She talks to Mia, and she didn't understand Mia's response to her invite to Surrey. Karen says that Mia wasn't first or second string. She was backup. Second string. Karen says the event wasn't about Mia, and she's trying to help her see about the bigger picture of Surrey County and the land and all this type of stuff. And Karen is trying to get an opportunity for everyone to be together.
Because Mia and Karen's related.
No.
They're not related?
Nope.
So why do I care about Surrey?
Yeah.
I mean, no, like, you got to teach me this, Blair, because, like, I don't understand. Like, I understand the importance of Karen buying her family's land and property, but there is a such thing as not a first string, not a second string, and a third string. And that's basically what me. It was like, I wasn't first option. I wasn't even second option. I was third string option. And in order for third string to get in the game, that means the first player got hurt and the second player got hurt. That almost never happens. You get what I'm saying? So I do feel like I'm on Mia's side. Karen made me get on Mia's side, because don't, quote unquote, tell me how important Surrey is. Wait a minute. It's not important to me. And number two, if it was so important, you would have made sure that everybody would get an invite the first time.
Yeah.
But the first time you were talking about how, like, you know, it would cost too much for insurance and things like that. And I can understand the production side of that. But at the same time, eventually you paid it and everybody was able to be invited. Why didn't you just do that first and not, quote unquote, send out selected people, but at the same time talk about how it's important for everybody to be together? I'm like, Karen, I think this is a thing that is only important to you and we support you. But Surrey's not important to me.
Right.
You
and even Karen had her own spinoff show about all the stuff that happened in Surrey. I ain't watch it.
Wow. It's not important to Blair.
I'm happy for her and her family and that they can continue on this legacy, but it's not, not that interested.
And then we saw when they went on the land, you had us, like, doing yard work.
Yeah.
So I'm like, Mia, you ain't miss out.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Well, next, Nneka arrives, and while the arguing is ensuing, Nneka does walk over to Wendy and thanks her for the invitation.
Yeah.
And Wendy says, you're welcome. Karen said that she thought after the hug that they would be good. Mia said, old dog find new tricks. Yeah. Karen said, you are the trick.
Oh, wait, okay.
Next, Kiarna, which is Wendy's friend, arrives. Then Gizelle arrives. Wendy asks, how does Gizelle come to my event and not say hello? Then they show flashbacks of Wendy not saying hello to Gizelle. Only thing I want to say is that none of those events were Gizelle's events.
Facts.
So I get that maybe you can just look at it as though they're not speaking. But if you're coming to my event, I would think that you would say, hey, thanks for the invite.
Here's the thing about Gizelle.
Hey, girl.
Like, I've seen Gizelle speak to people she don't like before. Like you said, her and Karen used to get into it all the time, going below the belt all the time, right? She ain't speak to nobody. And I'm just like, yeah, I think, like, and hello doesn't mean I like you. You get what I'm saying? Nneka came in and she said, thanks for the invitation.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So just the idea that Gizelle thinks she could just walk in and just insert herself and just her presence alone is an introduction is a little, I'm like, all right, Gizelle, you can at least speak to Eddie.
Yeah.
Dude, you get what I'm saying? Like, I understand you ain't gonna go near Chris, and maybe Chris was near Eddie because, like, truth be told, I'm not, Chris shouldn't have been there. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Chris should have stayed home. And when I say should have, I don't mean should have in the sense of he shouldn't have been invited. I meant like, hey, if my wife not gonna be there, and I know I want to support my friend Eddie and things like that, but as far as I know, I don't think Chris and Eddie is like best buds and things of that nature. I would have been like, oh, you're leaving as soon as we get there? Oh, I'm not going. Okay. I'm not going. But yeah, I do agree with that whole thing that it wasn't Gizelle event. So it's like, that's apples and oranges. It's not the same.
Yeah. Well, Eddie thanks everyone for coming. And they tell everyone that they'll be rolling oregano and parsley. Everyone looked confused, annoyed, and irritated.
Yeah.
Wendy said that she hasn't, they do the activity, they do the rolling. Everybody seems to have a really good time. And Wendy stands up and tells everyone that she hasn't heard them all laugh as a group like this in a long time. And she thanks everyone for being happy at the Happy Eddie event. And Gizelle's talking about she didn't think she was laughing. Then we see the clips of her a hee, a ha ha, and the whole time.
Giselle.
And then Robyn over there laughing when Gizelle said, I don't think I was laughing. And Robyn.
You had to get your little 2 cents with Robyn. I don't even see the notes where Robyn is mentioned.
Yeah, because I remember that. Because Robyn want to act like she don't do nothing to nobody. You be co-signing BS. That's what you be doing.
Listen here, man. We have no problem with Robyn, do we?
Honestly, I don't know these people. I ain't got a problem with none of these people.
Right.
But for Robyn to sit up here and act like she don't do anything, that's a lie.
What? Not laughing? There's nothing wrong with laughing. Here's the thing about it. I think the story is Gizelle want to act like she don't like this cast and things like that, or she don't enjoy being around everybody. So she try to pick and choose, like, oh, I only want to be around Robyn, I only want to be around Ashley. But truth be told, when all of y'all get together, y'all do be having a good time, and you try to act like you don't. You try to act like, yeah, I don't be laughing. Now, can I get into my conspiracy bag?
Go ahead.
And I'm not a conspiracist. I'm just watching the show, just trying to stir a little drama of myself here. Do you think they all had a good time because Candiace wasn't there?
No.
I think there was a little freedom of Candiace not being there.
The reason I say no is because, what's her name? Wendy had Chris sit up near her. So I think Candiace probably, no, she would have sat with all the girls. But I think it would have been fine because I feel like, honestly, Candiace is quiet most of the time around the ladies. She doesn't say much.
I think it's too much against Candiace at this point.
Okay.
I think Gizelle not feeling Candiace, Robyn's not feeling Candiace.
So they just would have not spoke?
Yeah, I think it just would have been too awkward energy. Okay. Even though they may not view Wendy as a friend, they don't view her as an enemy. You get what I'm saying? Gizelle may act like she view Wendy as an enemy. I feel like they don't view Wendy as an enemy.
Okay.
Right? I feel like Gizelle trying to say, like, yeah, I don't really bang with Wendy, but like I take that the same way as she ain't bang with Karen. Like, Wendy didn't go all in on like this woman's uterus and things like that. I feel like whatever she don't like about Wendy, outside of the things that they accuse Gizelle for and things like that.
Well, Wendy went on Gizelle when they had that one trip, and remember when Gizelle was saying that. The rumors were coming out that Eddie was going for a new woman, and that's why Wendy got a new body. And that's when Wendy went in on her, talking about you're miserable, your life is miserable, that you're going to be lonely and alone and die alone.
Sure.
And so that's why Gizelle hates Wendy.
But I
don't think that?
No.
Okay.
No, I don't think so. But I could be wrong, though. I could be wrong. I think this may be a foreshadowing. I don't know if Candiace going to be back next season. I don't even know if Candiace want to be back next season, to be honest.
I think she does.
But it's just I think this would have been a good opportunity for everybody to be there and laugh together. But everybody was laughing without you being there. I just felt like Candiace should have been there.
Yeah.
But
well, G leaves early. So when he leaves, Robyn asks Mia how her relationship is going.
Yeah.
And Mia is like, look, I could, how could I leave now when he has no one? His whole family has turned his back on him. But apparently, that is still in her mind. Gizelle is like, with an age difference that big, you do deal with a lot.
Hey, listen, what do you mean, like, his family turned his back on him? You're his family. Like, so if his family didn't turn his back on him and things like that, and didn't care where his next meal is coming from, you're like, okay, good. You're good. I'm leaving. I think Mia been planning to leave and things like that, but she just can't leave when he's completely down.
Okay.
Because it makes her look a certain way. Mm-hmm. She's like, once you get yourself up a little bit, then I'm out of here. Go ahead.
Well, Nneka pulls Wendy to the side, and she thanks her again for the invite, and she would like the opportunity for a one-on-one. Wendy thanks her for coming. She wants to make sure everything is sincere when it comes from Nneka.
Yeah.
And Wendy in the confessional says that she doesn't need a one-on-one conversation with Nneka. Nneka feels like she's getting a lot of pushback. Wendy tells her that she just needs some time to process what's happened.
What did you feel about that?
I was so irritated with Wendy. Mm-hmm. So annoyed. You can sit up here and forgive Mia and show each other's coochie and all these types of things.
Oh my goodness.
After she hits you in the head with a purse and throws a drink on you. But Nneka, yes, she said some stuff about your mom, which probably was true, and that's probably why you angry. Because you can't control your mama, but none of us can. But
my mama did.
Okay. But yeah, I was very turned off by that. I'm like, you can sit down with the lady. Like, it's not that deep. You can sit down with the lady.
Look, I'm not a what's the word? Hotep, right? I'm not a hotep, right? But to support what Blair is saying, Nneka, look, we don't know these people personally. I have said Nneka has contributed nothing to this season. I have called Nneka a prop when she was doing the little hand waving with the thumbs down and things like that. So the same way as I can criticize Nneka, I can praise Nneka and be like, Nneka came humbled, and she basically gave out an olive branch in the sense of, can we have that conversation?
Because she felt that Wendy inviting her was an olive branch. What Nneka didn't realize that probably production had a hand in that.
Who knows? But my whole thing is, production or not, right? Even if production was the one that's doing puppet mastering, like, you still have the freedom to give an invite or to...
Yeah, absolutely.
Exactly. So my whole point is, if you can forgive Mia, and if we go off of these accusations that y'all put on this show, right? And I'm not a hotep, right?
Okay.
Right? This woman that looked like you, who wants to sit down and want to talk to you, you get what I'm saying? You talking about there were steps that were skipped, but she was like, well, this is step one. Step one is that we need to talk. And not talk about each other to other people, but we need to have a conversation to where we talk to each other, not at each other.
Yeah.
And you have a moment to where you actually choose to actually, I don't want to go so far as say do to her what's been done to you, but basically not give her that olive branch back. Of at least a conversation, at least based on what we've seen from this conversation. I know we've seen the preview and things like that, but my whole point is, like, this is not the time to be on your high horse, Wendy. Especially when, like, it's not even worth being on this horse.
Yeah,
this is not a hill to die on. Anything else from that scene you want to mention?
No, you
didn't mention this, and I'm surprised you didn't have this in your notes. When Chris walked by and Gizelle saw Chris, she said, Chris gained some weight. He must have been stress eating. Ha 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 ha. Listen here, Gizelle. Leave that man alone. You get what I'm saying? My thing is, you had a whole season last season. We let you get your little issue off, even though we all knew it wasn't true. Even though we all knew you was doing too much. Look, if you really felt uncomfortable, don't speak on that man's name ever again.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Leave that man alone. I'm not going to go so far and say, oh, it's body shaming. And when your body shame Gizelle, it gets all bad. Listen here. Everybody call each other everything. Candiace just got done calling Ashley and Gizelle their nicknames. I forgot the name specifically. But my whole point is, you felt uncomfortable with Chris and things like that. In that room, you painted this picture of Chris and things like that. Don't speak to Chris. Don't speak about Chris then.
Yeah.
If you felt so strongly about what you felt last season, then don't make jokes about me. Don't look at me. Don't even play around with my name, because you did that all last season. I didn't like that part, Gizelle.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, for someone that was crying wolf all season, you want to sit up and laugh in confessional, talk about I'm stress eating. Don't do that.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
Yeah, I didn't like that either. I just kind of chalked that up to her being awful and miserable.
Yeah. Don't do that.
So next, G and Mia go for a lunch date.
Yeah.
They are continuing to see their therapist, and they're trying to spend more quality time together. He says that Mia cuts him deep pretty often. And Mia doesn't think that he was taking accountability for his actions when it came to his siblings and the business and the sequence of events that caused them to have to lose their home, lose their jobs, all of that type of stuff.
I feel you.
He says that he always asked them what he did wrong, and the only thing they would tell him is that he doesn't listen.
Okay.
Mia talks about how she was considering divorce, and G said that he really didn't know until he saw the receipts from the lawyer.
Crazy.
Mia talks about how we were in a hostile environment, and then she clarifies because he wants her to explain hostile meaning what, because I was not abusive.
Listen,
and she clarifies that it was just emotionally draining living with him.
That man said, hey, look into that camera and say, I ain't hit you. Okay? I wish I could feel bad for Michael. I really do.
Yeah.
Right? Because it's like, based on the history that you taught me.
Feel bad for who?
I mean, not Michael. I wish I could feel bad for Gordon.
Okay.
Rather, not Michael. You see, I'm not true to this. I'm new to this. Because what you're seeing right here is someone who, in your face, is basically letting you know, I'm only with you for one thing.
Yeah.
When things got rough, I was ready to jump ship. I was going to jump ship without you even knowing. You get what I'm saying? And based on the class that Blair taught me on the Real Housewives of Potomac, he left his wife for this woman.
Yeah.
So Mia she didn't even change her stripes. She came in like this, and she was ready to leave like this. So I'm like, oh my goodness, I want to feel bad for him, but she really never lied to this guy.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? What did you feel about that scene?
Yeah, I feel the same way you do. I mean, Mia has been Mia since the beginning. She is unapologetic about it, and G knows what it is.
Yeah.
And I do appreciate her clarifying hostile environment, because I feel like Mia can sometimes try to paint things in a way to make her look a certain way. And I appreciated he was like, okay, let's be real and honest, about the situation.
Yeah.
So
really, it's so crazy how, to your point, words have such strong meanings. Hostile environment is very different. Hostile environment is very different than I was just drained.
Right.
like very different. Okay.
Right.
Especially when we find out
you were sad and I was annoyed.
Yes. like especially since you're drained because I'm not the rich daddy anymore.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Continue on, Blair.
Well, Ashley helped Michael with his back surgery, and they're asking, do you think Ashley's going to leave Michael? And both of them were just like, nah, why would she leave? And if G cheats, Mia says that he'd have to get somebody else. And they don't think that Ashley's, going to get divorced.
Of course not.
They talk about if they were in that situation, and Mia thinks that she would end up getting a settlement. And G says that he thinks that they would work out an arrangement to where they're both together, they're both caring for their kids, but they are both happy at the end of the day, meaning pretty much do whatever you want. G says, why would we split if we can find a deal that works out? And Mia's like, no amount of money can keep a person in captivity.
Especially when I pay for this body. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know. This one lets me know, Gordon is not there all the way. His name is Gordon, right?
Yes.
Right. He's not there all the way. She's like, you would have gave me a settlement. He said, no, I wouldn't, because it wouldn't even got that far. You see, think about this, right? We just have an arrangement because it's like, we just take care of the kids, but we still live together. And I'm like, brother, I can see why you got hit up by Mia and you was a lick to her, because your train of thinking doesn't
it's not rooted in reality.
No, it's not. Right? It's not in reality. And that's probably why they probably removed you from that leadership position. They was like, your whole mindset is in these rewiring. You need a break.
Yeah.
You need to be on the bench. You get what I'm saying? I don't know what Gordon was thinking. I don't know why Gordon think that, quote unquote, that they just gonna grow old together, but not be married and not in some way be romantic with each other, but they just gonna platonically raise their kids together, and Mia just gonna be like, yeah, sure.
Right.
No. As we know, fourth wall broken. Mia's already dating somebody.
Engaged.
Quick. She found a new lick quick. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Well, Nneka and her sister are at home getting ready for this unpacking pajama party.
Crazy.
She hopes that Wendy is coming to the event so they can have a fresh start. And even Nneka's sister is just like, if she does decide to come, I will welcome her with open arms.
Of course.
So Ike is going to be doing travel medicine in Montgomery County instead of nationally, so she's happy about that. Nneka has her veto wine, which is available for the ladies to do a tasting, and the ladies begin to arrive. Karen says hello to everyone. Cherie says everyone says hello. Kiarna says that Wendy won't be coming, and they have to unbox Nneka's wedding gifts.
Now, here's the thing. Remind me, Wendy didn't let no one know that she wasn't coming.
Correct.
I think the friend knew, but the friend thought that Wendy let everybody know, and she's basically just repeating.
Right.
How do you feel about that?
I think that's really rude. You can say if you're not going to come. If somebody invites you to something, you can just be like, sorry, I won't be able to make it. You know?
Listen here.
There's nothing... I don't know. They act like it's so hard to speak. Like, it's not that.
That's one of the things Blair don't like, y'all. If we ever invite any of y'all to anything, okay?
I am a RSVP. I was going to use it. But I am a stickler about RSVPs. Tell me if you can come. Tell me if you can't come. If I don't get an RSVP, I'm going to call you. And if you don't answer, fine. I'm just going to mark you down as a no. And we don't have enough for you.
Do you see what I mean?
I don't have enough seats. I'm getting what is needed.
She definitely have enough seats. Okay.
I don't have enough food.
She has enough.
You didn't
food,
RSVP. I'm sorry.
She has enough food. Okay. like everybody don't have their own personal plates. Okay. It's just a respect factor that you don't like and things like that.
Because someone is taking their time out of their day to put on an event, to purchase food,
it's an unpacking
decorations. Party. I mean, she set up her wine situation and all this type of stuff. I'm just saying, when people take the time out to throw something, the least you can do is let them know if you can make it or not.
I agree.
So
I won't take it to the point of I'm going to call you, mail you, knock on your door, you know what I mean? And if not, then I'm going to take away the meatballs that I had, you know. But
these two were for so-and-so.
Yeah, exactly.
But they're going to go to you.
It's just like, okay. But yeah, Wendy, I think that was, what's the word? In poor taste. In poor taste. Especially since you see Nneka humbly coming to you, talking to you. And that kind of lets you know what type of person Wendy portray herself on the show. I don't know Wendy as a person. Yeah. But the person that she portrays herself on the show, it comes off as a little jealous. It comes off as a little hater. You know what I mean? To where you won't even get this woman in light of day. And maybe we will learn at the reunion. Maybe something will come out. But check out our review on the Essence article on them and things like that. Yeah. It just comes off as unnecessary storyline because you ain't got nothing going on. Right. You just prolonging it for whatever reason I don't know. Go ahead, Blair.
But I did feel a way about them unboxing Nneka's wedding gifts. I felt like that was kind of like a showy type of unboxing. Like, let me unbox your clothes or your photo albums. Like, something to help me get to know you better.
I don't want to unbox nothing.
But I get that. But I'm just saying, like, your wedding gifts, I don't know. I just feel like if we were going to do an unboxing party, let it be something practical, like your plates or photo albums, things like that, to where we can ask you questions and get to know you better. I don't know.
Everybody get a room. You get what I'm saying? That's why you don't have unpacking parties.
Yeah.
I will say, to your point, I thought the wedding gifts is for the groom and the wife to unpack together. Yes. You get what I'm saying? And my thing is, they said they didn't unpack it for 2 years. I told you, and you said you didn't think there was no checks in there, but there was checks in there and things like that. If someone gave you a check, I want to know what y'all think. If someone gave y'all a check and y'all found it outside of the time that you could cash it, do y'all call back the person and say, can you write me a new check? Or do y'all just be like, dag, I missed out on this money? How do you feel about that, Blue?
I would say I missed out because I think it's rude to act. No, I think it's rude to not cash the check when somebody gives it to you.
But what if I didn't know I had it? What if I like this card?
You should be checking your gifts.
Oh my gosh!
As soon as I get a gift, I'm opening it up that day.
That's true. I think I'm
not going to call you back 2 years later to say, hey, you still got that $300?
What if it's 10th thou wow?
No, I missed out.
No, I ain't missing out.
But the thing is, the person probably would have called me and been like, hey, you know, it didn't
still
come
got
out
it.
yet. Yeah, they probably would have called if it was a substantial amount of money and be like, hey, did the check go through? At least I would do that if I gave somebody that much and it wasn't cash.
I'm not missing out on 10th hour.
Okay.
I'll tell you that right now. I'm calling you back. Hey, I know it was 3 years ago. I don't know your financial situation today, but can you write me 10th hour again? Okay. Go ahead. Continue. We almost done, y'all.
Yeah. Well, they're not really feeling open up the boxes for her. Karen, talks to Mia and she's like, look, I brought you into this girl group. But she says that they're going to just go ahead and move along from the issue. Mia and Robyn were talking in the kitchen because Robyn asked, what were y'all really arguing about? And Mia was going to rehash the situation. Karen's like, are we doing this again? Mia's like, well, it's because you called me a trick. It takes one to know one. And Karen was like, look, I never came after your marriage when I heard you met up with a rapper.
Uh-oh.
You're also effing a married man.
Uh-oh.
And Karen says, look, rumors don't feel good. And that's why she didn't come out with anything. And then everybody's like, well, you are now. Karen's like, I could have gone for the jugular last year and I didn't.
This is just an example. This ain't real life, y'all.
Exactly. Mia said, first of all, it's not a rapper.
Okay.
And she says, we were hanging out, but we weren't screwing, and Gordon was there.
Semantics.
Exactly. Candiace is like, Mia is going to go for someone who's going to support her lifestyle, and it's not a rapper.
Yeah, it probably wouldn't be a rapper.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Nneka has the ladies play Never Have I Ever. Gizelle asks, has anyone considered paying for D? And then Ashley just asked Charisse directly, Charisse, have you? Because she thinks that if anyone would have done it, it would have been Charisse because, Charisse got a divorce. She's an older woman. She could probably afford to pay.
And they should want something to where they could cut ties. It don't have to be no ties to, just straight transactional.
Yeah. Next, Nneka reads, has someone screenshotted a family picture and in their picture roll or whatever.
What? Okay. It was
of another castmate, taking a screenshot of another castmate's
the
family.
question was, Jesus, right? The question was, never have I ever had a portrait of another person's family in my screen roll, things like that.
Right.
And Robyn was looking at Karen like this. And Karen really looked lost.
She really didn't know what was going on.
And then, eventually, like, Robyn did be like, hey, remember you had a picture of my mom and my dad and my kids.
Yeah.
Like, you were showing me something else, and I just so happened to see me, my mom, and my dad and my kid. It was just kind of strange.
Yeah, Karen says that she doesn't remember that. She says maybe she liked the picture. She said she does have a Robyn Dixon folder.
Okay.
And she likes Robyn's parents. And she said that if it happened to her, she wouldn't think it was a big deal. I don't know. I don't think it's that big a deal either. Karen was either probably
I think it's funny.
talking junk, or maybe she took a screenshot she didn't mean to. And I think her talking about I have a Robyn Dixon folder wasn't jest. I don't think she has a Robyn Dixon folder.
I don't know, man.
Maybe she does. Who knows?
I don't put nothing past, because Gizelle was like, what, dude, you have a Robyn Dixon folder? Listen, Robyn feels like Karen is obsessed with her.
Okay.
So, you know what I mean? So I don't put nothing past Karen. But at the same time, Karen didn't know that she was paying for Twitter Blue. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, Karen just seemed like she just be mashing buttons. You know what I'm saying? And
Right.
the next thing you know, it's just a whole bunch of stuff she ain't know she paying for on the phone. Anything else on this episode?
The ladies toast to Nneka in her new home, and that's where we end.
Anything that stood out to you in this show?
Yeah, only thing that really stood out to me was Wendy just being so weird. And I like Wendy, so it's really uncomfortable for me to see her acting so funny.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, and to your point, I'm tired of it.
Yeah.
So, of course, next week there is no Housewives of Potomac because of the Super Bowl. But the week after that, it will be Pink Slip Monday.
All right.
It will be Pink Slip Monday. I feel like, based on the previews, I'll be giving out some pink slips.
Okay.
I haven't given out pink slips in a while. We already see how Housewives of Atlanta, Candi's out. I guess she quit before she was fired. Who knows, right? So we will see how that will go. How do y'all feel about the Grammys and things like that? You get what I'm saying? Because I feel like I should have watched the Grammys instead of this episode. It was okay, but, I feel like I should have watched it.
I was trying to watch the Grammys.
No, you got to work. Okay? No, you got to work. Okay? It was me and Blair been here for a whole week and a half. We go watch these shows. Okay?
Okay.
Anything else, Blair?
That's all I got.
Y'all be good.
Bye.